What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Brakia and I post content for nurses. I give great advice, wonderful tips, and also a little behind the scene when I do go to work. So if you feel like there's something that you would like to watch and listen to, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I do post new green, and also in the description box so you guys can head over and subscribe to that channel. That channel is a family channel and we do a lot of farming, a lot of family fun. So if you feel like that's something that you want to watch, please go ahead and support that channel as well. And another thing, on this channel, in the community section, I believe it's like the 4th tab on my channel, please head over to the community tab. I do post there. I did put a post there about doing a question and answer video, but I did not receive any questions. So please head over to that post, leave some questions, any questions that you feel like you need to know, whether it's about skills, anything. Just go over to the community tab. Like I said, I think it's the 4th tab on my channel. Leave some questions and I am going to be answering all of those questions in a separate video. This video is tips for 7 to 3 nurses. And it's just a routine that I go by, and it helps me get through my 7 to 3 shift. So I just jotted it out. I'm kind of giving you guys step by step on how I get through a 7 to 3 shift. So I hope the video is very helpful for you guys. Please like the video, share it, leave some comments. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I have 12 tips here. The first tip that I have is to arrive to work on time. That's always going to be my number one tip, forever and always. Arrive to work on time and have you some breakfast, okay? At least 6:45 if you can. Get there at 6:45. They'll give you time to unwind, grab you a little something to eat so you can, be fueled for the day. And also, kind of get started a little early, start counting and all that good stuff. Do your walking rounds and blase, blase. Arrive to work on time. Make sure you have breakfast. Breakfast is essential. It's going to get you at least to, 10 o'clock. Give you a little energy so you won't be, because in the morning time, like, you be needing to eat. I already know I wake up hungry. If you don't eat, you ain't going to make it. So grab you a little something to eat, whether it's a bagel, a granola bar, a banana, something. Grab you something to eat. All right, so the second tip I have is getting started early. So you want to go ahead and do your rounds. You want to go ahead and count, get report, and stock your cart. If you arrive there, you had your little, your little snack or whatever. Sometimes the nurse like to lollygag around. They're not finished passing their medications. They're not finished charting, and they want to try to do all that before they count. No, let them know that you're ready to count so you can go ahead and get started. You can go ahead and stock your cart, already get report, do the rounds, and all that good stuff. Get it out the way. Do not let the nurse sit around and wait till 7:30, 8 o'clock almost before they start to give you report and count the card. No. They try to do that. I don't know why, because I would be ready to go home. But yeah, they try to hold you back and do what they got to do before they want to count. No. I got stuff to do. So that's the second tip. The third tip I have is make a list of what needs to be done on the shift. So after you've gotten your report, counted the card, did your rounds and everything, sit down and first of all, if the nurse that gave you a report, they should already tell you if you have labs that are coming in that they sent off, because normally the labs are sent off on 11 to 7. So they'll let you know who got labs done. You need to make a list of that. Be looking out for those labs, because if the doctor comes that day, you need to make sure you present those to the doctor or your supervisor. And if you don't have a supervisor, you need to make sure you call those labs in if the doctor do not show up that day. Also make a list of who you have to chart on. It's only a select few. Sometimes on 7 to 3, like they'll do the even numbers, and the 3 to 11 will do the odd numbers or something like that. So you only have a few people you have to chart on. Take a look and see if it's anyone that needs some medications reordered, who needs to see the doctor. Make sure you have that down, so if the doctor shows up, you can let them know, hey, this is going on with such and such, da 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 da. Or if you need to call the doctor for that resident if they do not come, make sure you have that wrote down. Also, if you have someone that's on dialysis or have any appointments, make sure you have all of that listed, or make you some sticky notes and post it somewhere where it's not, too visible, but have that note set to the side so you'll know what you have to do in that shift. And, make sure you refer back to this list, because some things get overlooked in nursing. Well, in long-term care, I know a lot of stuff get overlooked. So making this list would be very, very helpful. With making sure you get everything done that you're supposed to be done and being a responsible nurse. The fourth tip that I have is make sure your CNAs have the residents ready for the day before breakfast. They need to be out of the bed. If they want to get out of bed, they need to be cleaned. We don't need no residents smelling like pee and poop and all of that while they're trying to eat breakfast. Make sure they have dentures in. If they wear dentures, their mouth is clean. Bed is made up. Like I said, make sure they're out of the bed if they want to be out of the bed. If not, make sure, they're sitting up, looking nice. The bed is in a position comfortable enough for them to eat. A lot of CNAs come in, do the little rounds, and go MIA. That's why it's important for you to ride to work early. So if you do want to get something to eat, because I understand you just woke up, you didn't have time to eat. So if you get there early, you can sit down and have a little snack before you start. So, make sure they are definitely getting the residents together and not somewhere off trying to get themselves together when they should have been to work on time or early. That's actually on time. So yeah, make sure the residents are ready for the day. Next, the sixth tip, you're gonna want to get your vitals. And if the CNAs don't get the vitals, make sure you go ahead and get your vitals before you start any medication passes. Get those vitals, and while you're getting the vitals, those residents that you're getting the vitals for, make sure you ask them if they need anything while you're in the room. PRN medications, something special they want to eat, whatever the case may be. Make sure you try to ask that while you're in there. That'll keep you from having to run back and forth. I don't know if all the residents have vitals, but for the ones that you do have to take the vitals for, make sure you ask those questions. Like I said, it'll save you some steps, so you won't have to keep going back and forth. What was that, the fifth tip? Okay, so the sixth tip I have is start your medication pass once the breakfast trays hit the hall. I recommend doing the G-tubes first, and anybody that's blood sugar checks and stuff like that, I recommend doing those first. Go ahead and knock those out, get them out the way. You can go ahead and do them before the trays hit the hall. If they have a G-tube, because that's how they eat. You don't have to worry about them getting the tray. But when those breakfast trays start passing pills, because I like to try to, let them get a little something in their stomach before they start taking pills, or start, I like to be considerate because I don't want to take pills on an empty stomach. So when the trays hit the hall, once they pass about 5 of them at least, and give them a little time to eat, at least drink the juice or eat a piece of the toast or whatever they have, I'll start passing the pills. Like I said, so they can have something on their stomach. They won't be getting sick on the stomach from trying to take all those pills with nothing on it. Okay, so the next tip I have, once you got all those trays, once you started your medication pass and got that out the way, you want to call in the labs, or if the doctor is there, you want to catch he or she and give them those labs. Make sure you get that out the way so they can go ahead and check over them. They will have new orders. If something is wrong with the lab, they'll either reorder labs, change their medication, or whatever the case may be. Just make sure you go ahead and get those out the way first thing, so you can, go ahead and be calling pharmacy if you have to, or recalling the people so they can do lab, whatever the case may be. Go ahead and get the labs out the way before the doctor leaves if they're in the facility, or call them first thing in the morning. And sometimes the nurse practitioner will come So you can look for her, he or she, or the doctor. The next tip is going to be, I think this is number 8. After your first med pass, you're going to want to sit down and chart. Now, with charting, this might be a little early, but you can always add on to the note that you've already put in. I think in PCC, most of the times you can do that. Or you can just go back and make a little note if anything changes throughout the shift. But you want to go ahead and sit down and try to get at least, if you have 5 people to chart on, at least do 3 or 2. So the rest of the other 2 you can do at the end of the shift. The other 3 you can do at the end of the shift. But go ahead and try to get some of the charting out the way so it won't be so hectic at the end of the shift in case something comes up. You'll know that you already got some of it done, so you won't be, scrambled in the brain. Number 9 is going to be complete your task. So like I said in the previous video, if you have any task to complete, like a UA, if you had to put a catheter in, if you had to, let's do a wound culture, let's see. Y'all, what else we be doing? If you got to start an IV, let me just change wound dressing. Like, definitely, if you have to do a wound dressing, you want to go ahead and try to get all that stuff complete, especially if your CNA is available, so they can help you, especially if it's a big wound. Go ahead and get all your tasks complete. Wounds all the time get overlooked in long-term care because it's just so much to do. And we try to juggle so much at once. But if you establish a routine and, go ahead and have it where your CNA can help you, you'll be able to get these tasks complete in a timely manner. So go ahead and try to complete those. You can complete the task after you take your break, or you can complete the task before you take your break. If by the time you get to this and you're burnt out, you're tired, and you need to take your lunch break, go ahead and take your lunch break. When you come back, you'll have energy to complete those tasks. So that's probably the best thing to do. Because the next thing I have, tip number 10, is take a break. So take a break either before or after you complete those tasks. Like I said, it might be best to do it after, because by the time you do your medication pass, if it's heavy and all the other stuff, you'll probably be burnt out and you need to take a break. So the 10th one was take a break. So now we're on number 11. Okay, so once your second med pass is over, you're going to want to clean your cart and also recheck your narcotic book. If you have to give out narcs, make sure you sign everything off so that when, the new nurse come in, you won't have to worry about wasting time signing stuff out that you forgot. And you're going to also want to restock your cart, put fresh water on it, make sure you put the date and the time on it, clean the garbage, take out your garbage. A lot of nurses do not take out their garbage. Please take out your garbage. Like, don't be so inconsiderate. Take out your garbage. Wipe it down with the Clorox wipes. Get all the little dusty peels off of there that you done crushed up. Blood, it be so, y'all, one nurse, she was bleeding on the shift. Like, she picked her skin. She had blood all over the cart, all on the bottom, the top, everywhere you could possibly look. She had blood on the cart, and she did not clean it out. So that's pitiful. Restock your cart, clean your cart, and do a check of your narcotics. I don't know why all this. I need to do this. And the 12th tip that I have is, do not let unfortunate events cause you to have a bad shift. If someone, let's just say if someone colds in the middle of your shift, and that stops everything. That stops the show. You got to stop and do chest compressions. You got to stop and call the doctor. You got to do a note. You got to do an incident report. Somebody fall, you got to do an incident report. If any of that happens in the middle of the shift, do not let that control your shift. Stay calm. Do what you can and ask for help. Because unfortunate events are going to happen. People are going to fall. You're going to have to do incident reports. You're going to have to call the family. You're going to have to call the doctor. You're going to have to do all of that. You're going to have to do a long, drawn-out note. But hey, you're a nurse. Things happen. Do not let that control your shift. That's why it's always important to go back to number 1, first tip. arrive to work on time, because you never know what will happen. Stay organized. Establish this routine. Get yourself in the habit of doing that. So if something does happen, you know, hey, whatever. I already got my meds passed. I already done most of my documentation. I already called the labs in. I already did that UA that I had to collect. I already did my wounds. I done took my lunch. I'm fueled up for the day. I'm not going to let this fall. I'm not going to let this cold dictate my shift. So as long as you follow these tips, y'all, and I wouldn't say do it in this order, but kind of do it in this order, because I do it and it helps me out tremendously. And I will not tell you guys anything, you know, that will hinder you from being successful. So they work for me. Hopefully the tips work for you. But most importantly, arrive to work on time, you guys, and go ahead and get started. And that's about it, y'all. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed giving you guys these tips because I love being helpful. I love to help the next, you know, the next nurse so that they can be successful on their journey. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Share the video. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. And please head on over to Amelioration Forms and subscribe to that channel as well. And you guys do not forget to check the community tab. It's going to be the 4th tab on my channel. Check it out. I will be making posts there about, you know, upcoming events. And go ahead and check out the post about the question and answers. I will be doing a video based off the questions that you guys leave over there. So I think that is it, you guys. Yeah, I think that's it. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. And I will see you in the next video. And the next video will be tips for 3 to 11 nurses. Deuces.